Good afternoon and welcome to the Learn Digital Advertising Daily Marketing News. I'm Rick Maggio.
Welcome back. I'm Juan Ariano.
And we've got 4 stories today that are pretty exciting in the internet marketing world. First, let's begin with Facebook's new ad units. Juan, what is going on Facebook?
New ad units. That's awesome. So it looks like they're adding some movie ad units, movie related. So the first one is movie reminder ads. So when a user sees an ad for a movie, this is pretty cool. You can tap right on the ad and it can show you as far as your interest. It'll remind you that you saw the ad for this movie, and it'll remind you when the movie comes out that, hey, maybe you should watch this movie because you saw the preview for it.
Sweet.
And that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen an ad or a movie preview and I'm like, man, I really wanted to watch.
And you forget completely about it.
What movie was that again?
I just forget when it comes out, and then it's like, it's on Amazon, and I'm like, all right, I'll watch that now. But
the next one is movie showtime ads. So you can interact with the movie and actually see the showtimes, and it actually links out. I think it was Fandango. It links out to? Or
yeah, looks like it's probably feed-based, just tying into whatever e-commerce platform. So
you buy your tickets right there for the showtimes. Right now, it looks like that's available in the US and the UK only. I'm sure it'll be expanding.
I think it's a great ad unit. I think, I'm definitely going to go to more movies just as a result of this. I have a feeling. I think as a marketer too, if you're marketing movies, you're going to have another KPI to track here, another call to action, something else to tie in your audiences and figure out who's, responding to ads just with this, even though I don't buy tickets right away, but just kind of getting a feeling for who's interested in movies. So it's a great call to action, great new ad unit. Very cool.
Next, what do we got?
Google, probably our least exciting story of the day, but one to pay attention to nonetheless. Google has additional rich snippets. I think these are coming out in August. I think August 13th is when they're expecting to release this to Search Console. So we got up on screen sort of what this looks like, but in Search Console you have the search appearance section, and now you have things there like AMP results and articles and events and that kind of stuff. The new types of rich snippets you're going to be able to track are products, the site link search box, and something called unparsable types, and I quite honestly have no idea what that is. So a couple new things to track there. I have to interject my only concern with all of this as we get more tracking. Let's bear in mind what Google Search Console is actually tracking. Nothing to do with your website traffic, simply user behavior on Google as it affects your content. So as Google makes decisions to show more of your content within Google as opposed to driving traffic to your website, then these are going to be sort of a bigger part of what you report on. But I think the key thing to keep in mind is what is the value of that? And it's not as though you don't want to play this game. It's not as though you don't want to put out rich snippets, because they do, theoretically help click-through rates and stuff like that. This isn't all web traffic, and it's not always a success when Google is, showing your content, particularly with events and stuff like that. Is something that drives me a little crazy, because you can essentially figure out everything that's happening with an event without actually coming to the site that originally published it. And that is, it's nice PR to see your website name there, but at the same time, that's not paying the bills. That's not driving clicks to your website, ad revenue, affiliate revenue, that kind of stuff. That's right. So that's cool. Something to keep your eye on. We'll go forward from there. Juan, let's talk about this. So eMarketer, yet another study on voice assistant. What's going on?
Voice search, if you don't know what we're talking about here, I know you go, hey Siri, remind me to do this, or hey Google, remind me to do this. Everyone uses it every day, and it's just becoming more and more of a daily habit. And it looks like the top task as far as voice assistants go is directions, making phone calls, music, and finding nearby stores. So that's pretty huge there.
That's the order for me, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Top devices, it's pretty much Google smartphones, or if you use the Google Assistant app on your iPhone, most likely that would be another qualifier there for a smartphone. But it looks like the top assistant is the Google Assistant as of right now. And for on-device commands such as different, make a call to someone or something like that, it's actually Siri. So
yeah, we've got the chart up on the screen, and they break it down by whether it's a local query versus a commerce query versus navigation versus information, and then commands, obviously. It's interesting that Siri only wins on commands. Probably has to do with market share, I would assume, of Apple, and you're just using it to tell Siri, to do things for you. But across the board, Google's the winner on this, and that's interesting. I wonder whether that dominance over time will mirror what they've done in,
There's definitely a difference in using either or. I tend to see that Google does have a bit of better understanding when I speak to it, so I'm sure that has something to do with it.
And I have two thoughts on this. First, if you're a brick and mortar right now, or you're doing marketing for brick and mortars, you're really one of the few verticals that needs to pay attention to this, needs to do homework, needs to know how you show up with these types of voice queries, and needs to do something about it, right? Because this is all we're really seeing is finding nearby stuff as being just something that's even substantial to even look at right now. Not as though voice search doesn't matter in other spaces, but specific to brick and mortars, restaurants, that sort of thing, I feel like that's really important. Number two is an idea I thought of a long time ago that I'm going to hand away for free, and that's, about what it's worth, I'm sure, is if you are a band or do music or anything like that, because we know music is a big part of this query, why not name your band or song something very generic? That's simple, something somebody might actually search for. On the website, we've been doing this and naming products for years this way. Now as voice search comes along and that we know that music queries are very popular, consider naming your brand, band, song, something generic just to pick up some extra listens.
You might spark
That's all.
The newest band called Rock Music.
Great dinner time music, right? If that is your band name, it's going to excel in the voice search, at least for a period of time.
It's definitely huge with the restaurant. I mean, I don't know how many times I said find sushi near me. So if you're a sushi restaurant,
that's it. The new chain of sushi.
Sushi near me. For me, so that I can find you.
Sushi near me. I love it.
We got college stuff.
College search. Yeah, school's starting back up again. So Google had introduced college search, I think, last year, and this was just a way for you to begin your college search on Google, as Google thinks you should. That at that time included just 4-year degree programs. And this year, basically, it's been expanded to 2-year programs as well as like specific certificate and associate programs. So just a larger database of information. And that is all coming out of the, basically the data for that is all coming out of the US Department of Education's, they have a scorecard and database on all of this. So I guess if you're a university, really the key here is making sure that all that information is up to date so that you're completely searchable. I don't think I'd find my college from Google. I might start.
I think it'll take its trend. I mean, I did it a long time ago and it was really a hassle figuring out the different tuition or book rates or cost of living across different
So
schools.
did you analyze that though? Was that like part of your decision process?
I mean, it had something to do with it. You want the information at least. Not having it leaves you with the whole what if scenario. Like, what if this school might have this, or what if this? I mean, it's good. It helps schools, helps students. Win-win.
I mean, my choice was more of I like the Florida Gators, so I went there. Go Gators! And that's probably why I didn't excel in college either. But but I think sort of another data point to confuse your already difficult college making decision.
You're not alone, my friend.
Well, we are signing out. That's your news for today. Like us, ring the bell, join us on YouTube. Also, learndigitaladvertising.com.
Right there.
Which way? That way. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.